Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Super Agent Bardia Ghahremani's here. And we're talking about bullying in the NFL and on the field, off the field violence. Roger Goodell, what he does, certain policies. Is it going to become two-hand touch in 20 years? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm curious, the Dolphin thing and stuff it might lead to, where do you think this is going to stop? Where they're going to go, okay, there's enough rules in place where we can't do this anymore without totally changing the game.
As long as player safety's, involved, they're going to keep changing.
Right.
Now they're talking about possibly changing the rules for low hits. Now you can't. They're saying you need a target from here to here.
Wow.
Yeah. And if you go low, that's a fine.
Man.
So
good.
Right. Because
good, but still, what about human error? Like, if you don't do that on purpose.
Right. And that's the thing they're looking at. They're looking at it saying, look, if we change it, well, maybe we'll force people to target here, and every once in a while is okay. But when they removed the head and shoulders, everybody went low. And so by doing that, if you notice, they have more ACLs this year than ever before.
Is it fightable as an agent to say, hey, look, is it even worth it to fight it if they get fined? It's
honestly,
the union has a whole contingent of guys who fight it for you.
Right.
If it's
the fines.
Not
as an agent, when do you push the union?
No.
That's what I mean. Is it your job?
It's my job.
It is,
so, for example, I'll give you our running back with the Bengals, Giovanni Bernard.
Mm-hmm.
His shoes were predominantly white.
Right.
So the NFL fined him $15,000.
Why?
His shoes were supposed to be predominantly black. Yeah. $15,000 for a shoe violation.
That's unbelievable.
You go and you ask for a hearing and get on the phone, and the hearing goes, okay, well, we'll reduce it by. That's it.
Really?
You don't even get to, it's like argument, make your point.
That hearing is so bogus.
With sneakers.
You feel like, I feel like you can hear the TV on in the background.
Right.
And you can just envision these guys just watching TV, eating some, nuts or something.
See, I'm against that.
It's like a chart.
Okay, sure, yeah.
I'm against that with sneakers. I'm totally for that policy with girlfriends. But I'm totally anti with sneakers. No,
I know, right?
What is that based on? Why?
Your team is either black shoes or white shoes.
White shoes.
And your shoes
And does that have a practical
certain percentage
safety
of black
purpose?
or a certain percentage?
No, it's a uniform code. That's all it is. When they do the deals with
the uniform code in the league is
pretty
harsh.
bad.
Okay, so it's
if
about
you don't have
money.
your socks pulled
All the
up,
way
you
up.
get fined.
Oh, so it's about
If you don't
money.
have your shirt tucked in, you can get
In other words,
fined.
like when you see the Yankees, like A-Rod likes to wear by the knees, Jeter's down there. In football, it's more like strict.
It has to be uniform. Like,
really?
It's to a T. They don't mess around, and it's sad because I've had.
So it's
guys,
like wearing a different color shirt to them. The wrong color shirt.
If you're wearing
sneakers.
different color shoes, you come out in like whatever. The first one's usually like 5,000, and then it goes to 15,000. And then it just keeps hiking. And it's with socks. It's with your jersey. That's why if you notice, all the players nowadays wear the tights underneath their pants. So that it'll be the same color as their socks are supposed to be. So if the sock falls down, then they're not getting fined.
And it's about a deal with Nike. It's about money. Ultimately.
It's all about money.
Right.
Nike wants its product represented, and of course the teams want to keep it uniformed and make it, look good. So that's what it is. They don't like college. You don't have to wear socks. College, you can have high socks, low socks, doesn't matter.
Or no socks at all.
No socks at all. Right.
It's to the point where if you with Peyton Manning's high ankle sprain, remember they kept showing those shots of his ankles, and they were like casts of tape taped around his
and they get pissed
cleats.
at that if it's not Nike tape.
If you spat up, they want you to color in or draw the symbol on the outside
not even
of the
that
tape.
Anymore, John. They're not even letting you do that anymore.
Really?
No, not
they
at all.
They don't even let you spat?
No, if you do a shoe contract with a team, so example, Jason Trusnick, Gio, they're Nike, they can't spat over the shoe at all. There's no spatting.
When you join the NFL, does almost every guy immediately sign a deal with a sneaker company, or is it the team that signs a deal and now you're part of that?
It's kind of changed. Well, the whole league is Nike now. So the league is Nike, but then they carry all the different shoes. You can wear whatever you want if you don't have a individual sneaker deal. But once you are with a sneaker company, I've had players lose their sneaker company because they wore like off-brand gloves.
Wow.
And they weren't supposed to.
Wow.
They'll fine you. They'll take your stipend down. If you got cash, then they can fine you the cash. It's a lot of different avenues. It's a business. Artie, it's all about money.
At the Howard Stern show, a big sponsor of ours was Sphincterine, which is an ass mint. And I used a different ass mint once with a hooker, and I did. I got the story. I had to hire a lawyer. We literally, by the way, that's a true story. Sphincterine was the name of the product. A mint for your ass. You always have to be ready. Now, what's funny? I just watched the 30 for 30 with Bo Jackson.
Oh, that guy was unbelievable.
Dude, now, if you have a client like him, two sports and stuff like that.
Right.
Like Bo Jackson, to me, I admire his baseball, prowess and his want to play baseball. But it's clear if that guy played 100% NFL, he might have shattered every record. He was a guy that every time he carried the ball was a potential for a breakaway.
Right.
And I think he averaged over 5 yards a carry. And the play he gets hurt on. Did you ever see the play he gets hurt on? It's against the Bengals, actually. And it's just like he just sort of steps down wrong and takes his hip out, and he's done forever. If you rep the guy like that...
He had avascular necrosis, which is something, a complication to where the bone actually dies.
Right.
So he had a pre-existing condition?
No, when he pulled his leg out of socket, when it went back in, it caught a vein.
Oh, and he said he did that himself on the field.
Well, it went right back in as soon as he did it.
It went right back in, yeah.
But imagine how strong you have to be able to pull your hip out with someone hanging on your leg to be able to torque up.
Guy was incredible.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Now, if you would you recommend nowadays a guy trying to do two sports?
Why not?
At once? Yeah, right.
Why not?
Yeah.
If you can do it, I would do it. But unfortunately, you got so much riding on these players that are playing in the NFL.
Yeah.
And, baseball, they don't care as much just because it's not.
Well, yeah,
but for
that's
football,
Howie Long said what was amazing. He didn't go to training camp for football. He would play baseball and stretch a little bit.
Yeah. Now it's year-round.
Yeah. And Russell Wilson, didn't he say he's going to do some spring training or whatever?
He got drafted in the 5th round by the Texas Rangers.
He was part of the Rockies organization, and there was some, Type 5 or Rule 5 draft that the Rangers took him from the Rockies.
Right.
So he said he was going to go try out some spring training.
Do we have a picture of his wife when he got drafted for that? She was scary.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that picture of his wife?
She's a T-Rex. Yeah. Yeah.
Man. He married a T-Rex.
I don't think, but then Pete Carroll came out and said, I'm not worried. I've seen him try to hit the curve.
Honey, I'm going to play baseball too.
That is unreal.
That's bad. Wow.
That must piss off a lot of...
I really could have gone without seeing that.
That must piss off a lot of black women right there. I don't know. That look at her teeth protrude.
Wow. Yeah. No, I think what he's doing it for, Russell is really, he's underpaid because his contract is a rookie contract, so he's playing for minimum.
Underpaid.
Way underpaid. He was drafted in the 3rd round, so he got a signing bonus of, let's just say, $500,000. He's been playing for 2 years now, probably going to go to a Pro Bowl. He's really a great player.
Yeah. May go to a Super Bowl.
But he can't redo his contract till next year.
Is he on a 3-year deal or is he a 4?
No, it's a 4-year deal, but the NFL won't allow you to redo your rookie contracts. Can't be redone until
Boy, talk about bullies. How about the NFL itself?
Wow.
That's a machine. It's not a bully, it's
Roger
a machine.
Goodell.
It's
NFL,
quite the bully.
NFL, and Pete Rozelle is the guy who was the architect of it. I think was a brilliant sports mind, but the combination of ESPN and the NFL, man, is just really something else.
Right.
And you get kids. How do you prepare kids for that? Could you ever see a kid in any scenario going right from high school to the NFL?
No, you can't. You actually have to be.
That's actually a rule.
That's an NFL rule. Remember, Maurice Claret tried to fight it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the way he got won was saying, look, it's not your right to play in the NFL. It's a job. It's a kind of like
we
a
tell you what
thing.
to do. Yeah,
right. So when they took it to court, they're like, it's a private company. It's not against your.
We can make our own rules, man.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So
exactly.
we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't discriminatory. It didn't have anything. But they're saying because 3 years, that's usually when the body's fully developed as a man.
Right.
And so they're not going to come against 33-year-old men that are playing for 12 years, and you got an 18-year-old kid out there about to get killed on a sweep if he's a running.
It's very rare that they're ready for that anyway.
No, they're not. Some players might be, but it's not.
Why does the NFL have that policy? Is again just you think just they're afraid of somebody getting killed? Or
I just think it's a good rule of thumb. And honestly, the college football game, they make so much money there.
Yeah.
That I think that has a hand in it too.
Well, I think the fact that you have 18-year-old kids go to college and play against 23-year-old fifth-year seniors, and they see that to some degree at the college level where it's just unfair. Yeah. That when you project that forward and look at it in the league.
We got to break. Sorry, we got these hard breaks. But we'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Super Agent Bardia Ghahremani's here. Want to talk about a couple of your guys. Go right ahead.
Jason Tresnick, there was an article written in the
Great
USA.
player.
Great player.
Yeah.
Great guy is the guy that really builds
Dolphins.
up the back end of a roster. But he's a starting special teams captain guy. He's always, doing the right thing. He's the one that actually played for the Jets, got traded to the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
When the
With
Browns,
Mangini.
With Mangini.
Who I really like. I think
he's a good coach.
Mangini's a guy, he brings guys in who are character guys. And,
Right.
and just the fact that Mangini likes him, it speaks to his character.
Yeah, exactly. And so he ended up going to Cleveland, but the guy's been, Pro Bowl level every year. And he's on the Pro Bowl ballot this year again. And like I said, Tom Pelissero wrote an article on him in the USA Today that really kind of tells about the kid, because you got guys that get drafted in the first 3-4 rounds and they're gone.
Right.
Players like him come from Division III Ohio Northern, are playing 7 years later, making over $1 million something a year, understanding what their role is and knowing how to get the job done.
Okay.
And then on the flip side of that coin, we got hopefully our rookie of the year in Giovanni Bernard.
Yeah.
Cincinnati Bengals running bad.
Yeah, we got a couple of Bengals fans here who love the guy, so,
First running back taken in the draft.
Yes, he was the first back drafted.
He's what they call a beast. Absolutely.
He's so shifty. He's so quick. And I think once the game slows down all the way for him, it already has, but I think the guy will have a long career, knock on wood, no injuries.
Yeah.
But I think definitely
for that,
he needs to, rookie of the year, I think, is not out of the question for that kid.
Josh brings up the fact all the time that he's really good between the tackles. People think he's a speed guy, gets the edge, but he's good between the tackles, too. He can carry some people. He's a tough runner.
It's funny because his brother played at Oregon State, Evanson Bernard, and if you watch these two plays, brother had a cup of coffee in the NFL, just didn't have the top-end speed.
Right.
Their patience behind that line is incredible.
Yeah. Well, we'll be looking for him, man, and push for him, and the show's behind them.
Thank you.
Sorry we ran out of time here, but come back anytime.
Absolutely. Okay. Appreciate it.
Bardia Ghahremani, and we'll be back right after these words.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.